Hey everybody, it's Ed. The future is now, and the future is a little learning lesson. Now, this is something that I wanted to show you guys because I saw it. Okay, the first thing is most people see this chart and they just see, okay, this chart, wow, looks good, looks good. It went, wow, it went way up and then it crashed. That's kind of the interpretation that most people might have. Okay, I have a little different interpretation. First off, I overlay all of the patterns overlay. Like what's happening? What's going on? It's going sideways. It's going into a flag pattern. It's going parabolic. What's going on? So I overlay that. Okay, that's a big thing. Okay, that's just part of it. Okay, so I don't just see the chart and just look. Okay, well, oh, it looks like Tesla went up. Oh, it's the price is so and so amount. I usually don't even care about the price. That's not really relevant. The percentage is much more relevant than the price. But still, let's go to the next thing I see. Okay? So this is really what I see and what I have seen as in the past with different stocks and in general right now with Tesla. A lot of people don't know what's going on. What's going on with Tesla? This is crazy, right? It's going up it's going up huge. It's been up 100%. It's 200%. It just depends. Now take a look at everything. Let's start from the beginning because there is a ton to cover. Now let's just start with some of my general thoughts on normal trading. You can see it on the far left side, lower left, above the volume, of course. And then the smart institutional entries. You can see they're buying in. At about 600, they're waking up and realizing that Tesla is a monster company. And now you've got some of the smart short exits. They're starting to see that, another big earnings report. Maybe I better duck out before I get all burned up. Okay? And then you have that earnings push. So then we go into normal trading again. Yeah, it may be going up slightly, but it's normal trading. Then the earnings push again, and it gaps up again. Gap means it's gapping inner trading. After 4 p.m. and before 9:30 a.m., that's the gap. Okay, and now you see this FOMO all. Well, what does that mean? Well, FOMO, in case you didn't know, means fear of missing out. So a lot of people saw, and everybody's starting to talk about Tesla. There's this huge buzz around Tesla. Every time you turn on any channel, you're seeing something about the news of Tesla or Tesla stock or whatever. So all of this fear of missing out, people start buying in at this point. Now, once it starts climbing crazily up to about 800, you've got all kinds of shorts, 400, really 350 to 400, but even 400 and under, anybody shorting Tesla, they're almost in a situation where now they lost all their money. And now they're in a situation where I can't afford to lose any more money. I don't have any more money or whatever. And they have to cover their shorts, followed by institutional FOMO or fear of missing out. And that's pushing the stock up, as well as retail investor FOMO pushing the stock up as well. But that gap of 130 points was like insane. The gap is basically the institutional FOMO, but that's pushed by the retail investors kind of saying, hey, they're going to their companies and say, hey, what are you doing with Tesla? Why aren't you investing in Tesla? What's going on? So all of that kind of drives each other there. Okay. And then you have, the Tesla shorts at 400, exiting at 800 to 950. Can you imagine having to cover your short at like 950 before the actual sell-off? That would be insane. I'm not a big fan of shorts in general, but I feel for them in that situation because that's like devastating. You sat there and lost a ton of money and then you finally had to cover your shorts and the next couple days it sells off like crazy. So now getting into that sell-off. Well, it started with day traders and smart traders that are setting stop loss, seeing this crazy hyperbolic move and saying, okay, we better just, sell off up here, take some profits, before this thing kind of tanks. It can't continually go vertical, right? And so what happens was that triggers some stop losses. And then those stop losses trigger more stop losses and triggers more stop losses and triggers more stop losses. And it basically dove maybe 100, I don't know, 100 plus. I mean, to almost 150, 200. And then you've got scared retail newbies who just bought in at like 800 or 850 or 900 or 950 or whatever, and now they're like, oh my gosh, I just lost this money, that was stupid. And then now they're running scared because they know nothing about the company, nothing about what they're trying to do. They're just trying to make a quick buck, and those are the people that get burned. Try to make a quick buck in the market, you're going to get burned. So we hear people talking about this all the time, and I haven't talked about it yet. The buy the dip. This is a dip. Okay? Tesla really hasn't had much of any dips since the Cybertruck. That was a dip. Buying the dip there, okay. But I haven't really seen much of a dip. This is a real dip. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's not going to go lower. I mean, it could easily go down to 700 or 600. I'm not really concerned because we were in at 240 initially, and we're already super profitable here, so I'm not in panic mode. I mean, the second thing, we're long term. We're 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years down the road. I am 100% certain that we, and I mean my whole family, will own Tesla shares in 2030. So what it does today and yesterday and the week before, and oh my gosh, it went up like crazy, now it's down. I mean, that doesn't really matter if you're looking 1, 3, 5, 10 years down the road. It's irrelevant. Yeah, we made 30,000 in 2 days and lost 20,000 in 1 day. It doesn't matter. We're up huge on this, and we're looking super long term where Tesla's at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a share. So the last thing I want to get to is the volume. And we didn't talk about volume much. Volume is a big indicator, okay? And I haven't gotten into volume because the volume's been fairly normalized in Tesla. But now you can see, let's go to the bottom left, literally the bottom left, buying volume being normal. You can see the normal trading shares of around anywhere between 250K shares to maybe 500,000 shares. That's a normal trading day, or a normal trading series, okay? And then you get this buying volume. You can see when we gapped up, the volume doubled. And then you can see the volume basically times 6, meaning it's like 2 million. You can see 2 million shares traded. The volume's going exponential. When the volume goes exponential, that's when you have this hyperbolic move and you have this huge 12 times sell-off. You can see that it's like, holy cow, this is way too huge, and people are pulling profits. They're pulling off the table because they're scared. They're pulling off the table for tons of different reasons, and they're all pretty good reasons in general, but that drove the stock down in this situation. So you have to follow that volume of what's going on and be aware of those situations. So I guess to wrap this video up, here is the chart that most people see. Okay? This is the chart that most people see. And this is the chart through my eyes. This is how I see the chart. It doesn't mean I'm going to be able to predict something that's going to happen before it happens. Okay? I'm not some sort of like augur, fortune teller. Okay? But you can learn from these type of things. Let's say the next stock you invest in, or you see the pattern form in the same way, you know how to act, you know when to buy and when not to buy. So that's critical, in making good decisions. If you don't see a chart, I mean, charts, if you just look at a chart and you don't see anything and it doesn't make any sense, you need to start looking for what the chart really means. So do this on your chart. Do this on your next chart for whatever stock you're working on, whether it be Tesla or not. So it's critical that you start seeing things. And this is just talking about volume and drivers. Okay, there's a lot of things. We talk about the flag patterns and the pennant patterns and head and shoulders and double V bottoms and tops and stuff like that. Not to mention moving averages and support and resistance marks. I mean, there is a ton going on in charts that can help you make correct decisions while you're buying. We bought at 240 because it broke the trend going up, and we're in a long-term position. So we don't care day to day really what it happens. I mean, I'm happy when it goes up, don't get me wrong, and I'm like kind of like, oh, this sucks when it's going down. But this is how the market works. So if you're just hoping you're just going to make money all the time and never lose money, that's ridiculous. So you shouldn't bother be investing in the first place, or trading for that matter. That's for sure. So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button for me. I mean, it definitely helps the channel, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to it. And we'll keep you updated on Tesla. I mean, I update Tesla a lot, probably every couple days usually, sometimes every day. If there's something big going on and I think that you guys need to know about it or should know about it, I mean, I'm trying to be helpful. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just out there trying to, give some quality advice. I don't ever advise people to buy and sell certain stocks. I'm just advising what I see. This is what I see. This is what I don't see. It's not like an advice here, buy this or sell this at this point or that point in time. It's more like, here, learn from this and maybe you can make your own decisions, and those decisions will be solid ones. So I told you guys a few videos ago that we're going to be in for one hell of a ride. Well, this roller coaster action is not slowing down. You can see the volume still pretty high. So we got a lot of activity in the next, I would say this whole year is going to be pretty interesting to see how this actual chart plays out for the year. Okay, so it'll be fun to follow it and see what's really going on, seeing if there's any advantages to getting in or out at any positions that would really make a difference long term. All right, take care, guys.